Okay, we're here. I was challenged not too long ago by MrPOPZILLA. He was challenged by another person, and this is going to be an open invitation to anyone who wants to take the 40 questions. Now, it's a little daunting because I didn't really see the questions till right now, but I thought I'd just give you guys a quick heads up that I'm a little nervous because I haven't really answered questions unless talking to someone. This is pretty um, middle of the night. No one's up. Um, I was going to do it earlier. I even promised Popzilla that I would do it earlier, but I got to talking to some people, and one conversation turned into 7.5 hours until 6 in the morning. And I just wanted to take this opportunity now that it's quiet. It was a pretty boring day today. Well, actually, it was the evening. There was nothing on TV to watch. Everybody was on the full streams. I was listening to some of the streams earlier, so this was something that I thought I could make it a chance to go ahead and read. The 40 questions are listed in order of 1 through 40, and I'm seeing. Let's see. Question number 1: do I put ketchup on hot dogs? No. I will put bacon. I will put mustard. I will put onions, jalapenos. I will put maybe some onions and vinaigrette. Other than that, no ketchup. Next, number 2. My next choice of soda. Boy, that's a really hard one. I have I like 7-Up. I like Fanta of all the flavors. I like Nesbit. And some of these probably you guys never heard of before. But let's see. If I was to choose one out of every soda that I've ever had in the past almost 70 years, in 7 decades, I would have to say my favorite is cherry Dr. Pepper. Without a doubt, that would be my favorite. Third question: do I own a gun? Well, I don't want to answer the question, but I will tell you that I have 2 that are BB guns, and they're antiques. One's a handgun and one's a Daisy. I used to remember when I was a kid enjoying shooting paper targets inside of a box on my dad's place. And we call it place, but it's a little ranch, 5 acres. Can you swim? Yes, I can. I haven't been able to prove it lately, but I remember the 2 occasions where I had to swim for a purpose. The first one was we were in San Pedro Island in Texas, and my 2 brother-in-laws were swimming across the small channel, and there was a little sand island right off of the beach, but it was a good 50 to 75 yards maybe. And my first brother-in-law made it, but no problem. My second brother-in-law, who's the twin, he had a little bit of a struggle, and I had just finished completing a swim course, and that's my second story. And I got him back to the shore instead of to the island. And my brother thanked me. My brother-in-law thanked me, and I thought that was just normal part. He panted a little bit, but he got short-winded. And in the story, second story is that when I was in college, I didn't swim for distance ever, and I had to swim 10 lengths of an Olympic-sized pool at the university in order to get my degree in PE. And I took a semester before that was called Swim for Fitness for time and distance. Well, I passed, and I got into the other class for my degree. Hot dogs or cheeseburgers? If it has to be cheeseburgers, I'm not crazy about cheese, not on hamburgers. And if it was a choice between hamburgers and hot dogs, that would be difficult. But cheeseburgers, no. Hot dogs, yes. Favorite type of food? Oh my gosh. Where do I start? Let's see. Italian, Mexican, of course. Um, I'm beginning to learn to eat Chinese. I still don't know everything about Chinese food that allows me to say those are my choices and my favorite. I've liked the barbecue. I like Tex-Mex barbecue, California Santa Maria tri-tip, um, hamburgers outside better than hamburgers fried in the house. So I would say probably barbecue. Um, there's also, I'm trying to learn how to eat um, the proper way of cooking uh, chicharrones in deep pit, the old traditional ways of cooking meat in on the ranch out in there in the when you like my uncles we used to cook a whole hog in a big copper cauldron or what we call gasos, and you would fit a whole half a hog at a time, and you would do a hog, goat, whatever and then split the meat between all of us. So I would say that the foods that I've been learning to eat, like fish, more fish, different ways of preparing chicken, beef, pork, vegetables. I'm not a vegetable person. Never have been, but I'm learning to eat a little bit. Spinach is my favorite vegetable. I do eat salads. Caesar salad is my favorite. Number 7, do I believe in ghosts? Well, it depends on the story I tell you. The first time I remember seeing a ghost was when I was working night crew at a grocery store. And I would see a figure down the aisles as I was loading the shelves with canned goods or stocking the shelves of any grocery item. And it would be loud music playing over the PA system. We would do jokes with each other, and I always thought it was them. So one night, I saw a figure walking by the end of the aisle, and I was in the middle, and I saw this figure, but it wasn't one of the guys. It wasn't wearing the usual colors that we wear, our aprons and maybe a shirt. This was more like a woman figure, and there was no females on our stocking crew. And that was the first time I thought of ghosts. The other one is the ghost stories my parents used to tell me when I was a kid, or my grandparents from Mexico and from here in town, in a little town in California. And boy, sometimes the stories are so real. The way they told it was, to this day, sometimes when I tell it to my kids, my students, I should say, they come up with their own stories. So everybody has a story about a ghost or ghosts. Even the Mexicans and people in Mexico, they celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, and it's tied in with All Saints Day, All Souls Day, around November 1st, and the same like Halloween. So I guess one of my favorite holidays is Halloween. What do you drink in the morning? Coffee. And I really didn't drink coffee until about 10, 15 years ago. I was never really a drinker in the morning. I was more of milk and juice. When we were kids, my dad had some issues with, he had some issues, so we always drank cranberry juice, and that was one of our staples. Even though you have to get used to it, it's a little on the tart side, but now that when they mix it with cranberry juice and grape, it's pretty good. Can you do 100 push-ups? Well, I used to do 55 when I was trying to become a PE teacher. You had, in order to pass the physical performance test, you had to do 55. But I would say that if I trained, I could, but right now, no. My favorite time of the year. Well, in California, there's only the summer, the spring, and the fall. You have to go to the mountains in order to get to the snow. So I haven't seen snow except for twice in my lifetime. And I would say the changes between, I'll take that back. Between September, fall, and it starts getting cooler and shorter nights until about November, before Thanksgiving. That's about the favorite time of year. The temperature gets better, leaves are falling, you're getting ready for the holidays. And I really didn't appreciate the holidays until after I got out of retail, because in retail, everything's revolved the season, the holiday, and people would invite you over, and that was pretty fun. Especially working in a grocery store, you always get all the ladies, going there with their family, or their husbands would be with them, and they'll be buying things for a party, and I help them load up on their groceries in the cart, and they would say, "Hey, why don't you come over?" I used to get invited a lot, and I couldn't make everyone's, but I made sure I rotated the following year or the following party or the. But for me, I don't have the favorite time of year. It just continues. But if I had to pick a period of time, it's between the end of September and all the way through probably the 14th of November, around there. What's my favorite hobby? Wow. Right now it's coins. But before I've been history, military units, family history, genealogy. I still do that besides my coins. I have a telescope for astronomy. I have 4 projects in the garage to keep me busy once I retire. And I don't know if I'm going to retire now, but the reason why I have Hector's interest and in coins, I have so many, like, ranching, automobiles, engines, welding, carpentry, electrical wiring work, installation. Wow, there's so many hobbies that were right now. My main one right now is genealogy and coins. Tattoos, none, but I do plan to get one, and I don't want to say right now because I may or may not get one, but it has to do with a type of a memorial. Let's put it that way. Do I wear glasses? Yes, I do. For the last 15 years, I've had to wear glasses, and I am farsighted, and so I need a lot of glasses to read. But now I've been noticing that I need to see with glasses far away, and up close, I need even bifocals. Do I have a phobia? Wow. I thought about this one for a while when I read it earlier. I do have a phobia, and that is underground, traveling through a cave, but the cave gets smaller and smaller, and I have to squeeze through very tight places, and that even just thinking about it gives me the willies jillies. And yeah, I remember stories from like Edgar Allan Poe, and people used to because they would know how people would die if there would be a certain way to test that they did. Someone would put bells above their crypts, and it would be tied to their hands. And if they wake up in the middle of the coffin being buried alive, they would ring it. That was my first. I wasn't really keen on Halloween when I first started as a kid, but I tell you one thing: getting stuck underground and you can't get out and you're in no control, that would be something I could not deal with. That's my phobia. Do I have a nickname? That would depend on who you talk to. My father-in-law called me Hooter the Computer. My family, growing up, between my parents and my siblings, I was called Teto, Teto. Even my brother-in-laws tease me a little bit, and I have a brother-in-law in Hawaii who calls me Uncle Teto. And then my other brother-in-law, who's the oldest, says, "Hey, Tito." It's supposed to be Teto. And I still don't understand how the word comes from Hector to Teto. And this is, I hope it's not boring, you guys, but this is who I am most of the time. I'm doing them outlandish, but Teto is my name, my nickname. My 3 favorite drinks. if you're saying favorite drinks, like, oh, what do you call it? Like, oh, geez, you mean like liquor drinks? That would have to be, hmm, tequila. Oh, at Bubba Gumps, they have these fruit drinks. I can't even remember the names of them, but those are pretty good. They're almost like Long Island iced teas. They come in a jar, 1 quart jar, and they only allow you to drink 2 of them. That's it. Let's see. So tequila, sunrise. Oh, my favorite. And my sophistication when I first was 21 and I started being able to drink. I like tall 7 and 7s, 7 Up and Seagram 7. I think those would be 3 of my favorite drinks. Do I like blue cheese? Nope. The only thing I like really is Caesar salad dressing or Thousand Island. And my wife makes Thousand Islands good. Rain or snow? Rain, I stay inside the house. Snow, I learned to ski at 14. Um, but rain, I stay inside the house, watch a movie, do indoor things, fix things indoor that I normally don't do. But yeah, I remember as a kid sitting in the front of the living room, and we had these couches that had a hard side to the couch, like a little end table, but attached to the sofa. And we would play marbles there, or we would stack Legos. Yeah, Legos was that long ago. Or we'd have building blocks or linking logs and drawing. One of the things my parents always liked us to do was to draw at home. And I remember sitting drawing during the rain. A very pleasant memory. Let's see. Can I change a tire? Yes, I do know how to change a tire. As a matter of fact, that was one of the first things my dad taught me before I even started to drive and even before I even reached the pedals. My mom never drove. The first time she got behind the wheel, we were small, and she killed the cat in front of her owner. And ever since then, my mom wouldn't touch a wheel again. So she was real squeamish. Favorite flower? Well, now that my mom is older and my dad has already passed away, I like roses, and not just one kind, all different kinds of flowers, different colors. I'm not crazy about white or very dark purple. Some have grown on me, but any variation of red, yellow, orange, I've always liked that. The roses now, before they popped our, well, my mom was a rose lady. She must have had 20 or 30 along the fence, under each of our windows, in the front yard. She would get little pieces from another. If she saw a variety that she didn't have and she liked it, she could cut a piece off of it and go home and take it home and grow it. And she was a green thumb on everything that she wanted, she took home. Okay, can I drive a stick? Yes. My favorite way of driving a car was a stick. I drove a 1973 240Z Datsun, 4-speed, 2393cc engine. I beefed up the suspension. I redid the gears. I wish I had known that you can, at that time, before my car got wrecked, I wish that I could drive a 5-speed on and match it up to a 240Z 73, because in 74, the 5-speed was able to match up to the 240Z bell housing. That would have been good. So I know how to drive a stick, and I used to drive a 3-speed on the column, my dad's old Chevy trucks and the Fords, because he used a lot of the trucks on the ranch. Ever gone skydiving? Excuse me. No, and I won't. Maybe if I'm 90 and I'm close to kicking the bucket, maybe I might take a chance to do it that way. But in the back of my house, the airport's only 3/4 of a mile away, and there's a jump school at the airport. And every spring through summer, I see guys jumping out of the a very good plane, solid, and well, I won't jump out. Kids, yes, I have two, daughter and son, and my daughter has two children. One is 8, will be 8 this year, and one's going to be Monday. She'll be 1. Favorite color? That is going to be hard because I can't pick a color. I like all kinds of colors. When I was in high school, I took 4 years of art and photography. So color was very important. My favorite medium at the time was pencil, and charcoal, and pastels, chalk. But I wouldn't mind, I love colored pencils. I like crayons. Uh, so I couldn't pick. I like a rainbow of colors. Let's put it that way. Employed. At the moment, no. I'm supposed to start June 1st with the U.S. Census. So please, guys, if you don't want us knocking on your door, the questions are online. You can look at them, sign up. It only takes you about maybe 15 minutes, and you'll avoid having people knock on your door. All they ask basically is your name, your date of birth. They don't ask for Social Security, no driver's license. They don't ask for tax returns, nothing. All they do is they just ask you where were you living on July 1st. Well, you guys can see the questions. Can you whistle? There was a song back when I was 16 years old and I was working in a grocery store about 2 blocks from where I used to live at home with my parents. And the first song I learned to whistle was Delta Dunn. Well, I used to be able to sing a lot more, whistle more, but Delta Dunn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say? Okay, next. We're gonna do it. That's enough. Favorite vacation? Wow, favorite vacation. Well, there was 2 vacations I liked, and that was before I was 20. When I was 19, my first summer out of high school, I went with 3 of my buddies, and we went to the Pacific Coast Highway. And I'm not sure where we started. We just got up one morning. It was early. It was dark. I wasn't driving, and we ended up on PCH1, which is Pacific Coast Highway in California. It follows the whole edge of California right next to the beaches. And I remember arriving in Santa Cruz. I remember going to Malibu. Every city you can think of along that freeway on Pacific Coast Highway, all the way down to San Diego. And then we decided, hey, all you need is at that time, all you needed was a driver's license to get across the border. So we ended up in TJ. Now that was an adventure in itself. And I can't tell you a lot of stories because some will be unbelievable and some will probably be a little embarrassing. So I'll leave that alone. Siblings. Yes, siblings. I have 3 living. I'm the oldest. My sister, then my brother, he passed away in December of 2018, the same year as my dad. My brother, younger brother, and my youngest sister. There's 13 years apart from my youngest sister and myself. Surgeries. Yes. Left arm. I lost my bicep, the use of my bicep. I was lifting something up and I heard pop, snap, crackle. And I felt like electricity going through my fingers. And I asked my wife, we should go see the doctor, go to emergency. She goes, oh, you look fine. It doesn't look anything bad, but you see a big old ball up near my armpit. And I'm going, but this is not normal. So she talked me out of going to ER, and I just felt strange all night and I fell asleep. And I woke up the next morning, and from my fingertips, I swear to you, from my fingertips on all my skin, back and front, it was black and blue, up to my chest and torso. When I got to work, I was teaching at the time. I showed the principal and said, that does not look good. Well, later on, I went to my doctor, my primary physician. And he said, "Oh, you're fine. I mean, there's no real. You just bled internally, and it just spread through your whole system." And yeah, but I said, "This looks terrible. It looks like I got burnt on the inside." So I went. He recommended me to a orthopedic surgeon, and he said, "Oh no, you don't need that arm. You don't need that bicep to rotate your wrist." I'm going, "What? Just to rotate the wrist? Is that biceps for? I thought bicep was for curling." And he goes, "No, no, that's not the one." So we did do surgery on it, and it was very expensive, guys. It was very expensive. I can't even remember. It was so shocking. Shower or bath? I would say shower because that's the only thing our master bedroom has. If in the future we ever have remodeling, it'll be a bath. The last song you listened to, Rick, you don't lose that number. No, take it back. It was the Guess Who, the Wolfman. Broken Bones, none. That's easy to remember. How many TV sets are in your house? Well, are you talking about flat screen TVs or the old fashioned tube ones? Because I have one in the office, two in the garage that are tubes. I have one in one bedroom. I have two in my bedroom. And then here in the living room, I have another. And most of them don't work. Only three really work. Oh, and I have one behind the couch. My 55-inch just blew out the other day. So I'm waiting for someone to come fix it. But it's hard to find someone who has the time because from what I'm understanding, these are very typical of burning out. Worst pain. Worst pain. If emotions could be painful, then the loss of family and friends in the last 2 years. It just seems that my time right now, my age, I have a lot of friends passing away, a lot of relatives that are a little older than I am, or some way older than I am. That seems to be the most painful. Do I like to sing? If I could remember the songs anymore. Is your mother still alive? Yes, she is, thank God. And she's healthy as a horse. Feisty? Oh my gosh, she is feisty. But man, sometimes she makes us laugh so much because she gives some really good zingers. And the funny thing is that she tells it to us all the time in Spanish. In English, she's just as much as a sharp tongue. What do I like to watch on TV? History, documentaries, science, sci-fi, Star Trek, the original series, Johnny Quest, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, car and truck restorations, engineering, things like that. Pumpkin pie, number 39, or pecan, pumpkin. Mom makes an awesome pumpkin. And then I learned her recipe, and I like my pumpkin. Someone who will play. I'm supposed to tag 3 people. Well, let's see. Rich Kelly, if he wants to. I know he's a private person, so I would only tell him that if he wants to try, please. Sent Hoarder, if he takes the challenge. And one more person. Let's see, who would I choose? One more person. Tag 3 people. So it's Sent Hoarder, Rich Kelly, 21, and let's see, Hoover's, Corgis, and Coins. If she's already been picked, then she picks somebody from her side. Anyway, those are 40 questions. I hope that was somewhat eye-opening. Hope I didn't bore you guys, but it's pretty strange for me to talk about myself here. So I thought I'd give you guys a chance to know what I like and go from here. And then I hope someone else passes it on. But just be kind. Make a comment later and see how it goes. Okay. Thank you very much. 30 minutes. I have some stories, but I'd rather have it on a one-on-one conversation or with a group of people. I don't like being the center of attention, but this has been fun. Let me take a drink because my voice is already thirsty. So I thought I'd do this for POPZILLA. And thanks, guys, for listening. I hope you guys take the challenge. And even if you didn't challenge you, take a time to take a look at this. And please have fun. Stay happy. Wash your hands. Stay clean. Nowadays, that's important. And I hope you guys have a real healthy Memorial Day weekend. Remember, Memorial Day weekend, it's the people that are our heroes. And that means anybody who puts their service first to the people of our country. And sometimes our soldiers went overseas to help other people. So, Memorial Day weekend, guys, be safe, be happy, and good night.